So the market was extremely volatile yesterday, and it has happened after the market get CPI data, MOM and YOY, month on month and year on year, and there was a huge amount of intraday volatility that we have seen on the Wall Street, be it Dow Jones, S&P 500 or Nasdaq. Although Nasdaq closed in green, but the problem is this kind of movement does not give any positive indication. It would rather be a breakout or big move if it has to be positive. I mean, a volatile or a negative move will always lead to a negative trend going forward, and that's what we are going to see and analyze in today's US market. And let us see what is happening right now. I mean, you are talking about Dow Jones. You can clearly see now Dow Jones for the month of Feb is trading in between a range. And if you are looking at the range is saying a specific level or some specific targets to look at. It hits the upper end of the range and now it is moving down. A very clear and specific trend to be looked at. Okay, so what we need to do, we have our resistance at 34,246 and 34,335 on the upside simultaneously, because you can clearly see a range and Dow Jones hits the upper end of the range. We are now moving towards 33,643 and 33,600. So if you are looking at this trend, I mean, let's say if the trend intact for the next 2 or 3 months, then obviously it is a good thing, because the overall construct of the market will become positive, because instead of a correction we are getting a consolidation. But in the short term you will see highly volatile moves. One day stock market going up or indices going up, one day indices will go down and go down by 300, 400, 500 points. So that's the construct we have here right now. And now you can create a short positions for a target of 33,643 and 33,600. Now looking at Nasdaq, because Nasdaq closed in a positive, but 50-60 point is just peanuts. That's what I can say. Okay, and if you still want to go long for Nasdaq, okay, there is an indication, but we need some clarity. Let me show it to you. So here we are. Okay, so if you want to go long in Nasdaq, wait for Nasdaq to sustain above 11,985. If it sustains above, if Nasdaq sustain above 11,985, then the Nasdaq will move towards 12,275. And because Nasdaq is trading at its resistance, okay, so on the contrary, there is a negative or a short trend or a short call that is opening up, and on the downside we have a target which will be in between 11,300 and 11,500. So be very specific about the price movement that you are asking. I mean, if you are looking at the range, one must take a short call with a stop loss of 11,985. But if you are still very positive, then wait for a breakout above 11,985. Otherwise, Nasdaq hits the resistance and technically it should go towards or in between 11,300 and 11,500 on the downside. So that's what we can see as far as Nasdaq is concerned. Now talking about S&P 500, it will mimic Nasdaq more or less. So here we are, and we can see the similar kind of situation over here. So if you want to go long, I'm telling you again, be very specific about the price movement, because yesterday's market, there is a huge amount of volatility, and if there is any cheerful moment in the market would have reacted and given thumbs up with both hands. But volatile trend, a huge amount of volatility, it does not mean anything. Okay, in the intraday it may have gone in green and then again falls back, so it does not boost the confidence. For confidence we need broader market to cheer up, not some cash stocks or penny stocks, or here and there some stocks are performing individually. That's something else. And for S&P 500, what we can clearly see is a resistance of 4050 and a target of 4010 and 4042. This is the range. So a downside trend is now opening up for both Nasdaq and S&P 500. If you want to go long, then wait for both these indices to sustain above its resistance zone. Now, one thing is very clear for all the indices, whether you are talking about Dow Jones, S&P 500 and Nasdaq, all of them are indicating a downside, so be aware. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.